Are you a sheep or a lizard?
Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
Thank you for making us a part of your daily routine.
Link, what is your opinion on lizards?
I respect lizards, but I do not touch them.
Really?
Yeah.
They're tough to catch. You can catch them by the tail sometime and then they get away and you keep the tail.
My kids try to catch them and I act like I'm not afraid while they're doing it.
What if I told you that they were in a secret space station inside the moon controlling everything you think?
I would say I wouldn't believe you unless you started shaking your head and like laughing maniacally under your breath. And then I'd be like, okay, I'm in on whatever this is.
Well, that's an oversimplification of something that a man named David Icke does believe, and I have been introduced into the world of David Icke. I've spent a lot of time
and Dave?
I feel like I went to the moon space station. I feel like I've gone and I've come back and I'm here to report to you and the mythical beast on what I have learned.
Okay, so this is like a public service announcement.
Not really. Okay,
This
listen.
is like a crash course in lizards?
Yeah, crash course in lizards.
Tell me about
Lizards
it.
101. Okay, David Icke, he believes that the world is controlled by a race of 12-foot-tall, blood-sucking, shape-shifting alien, reptilian, human hybrids. That's a bold claim, and so I'm going to give you a little bit of background, okay?
Well, bold's one adjective I'd use. Another one is
you don't
crazy.
believe it?
Well, it's and awesome.
It remains to be
Sounds
seen.
awesome.
Okay, he's a guy that played soccer back in the 70s, or football as they call it where he played it, which is in England. And he only played for a little bit, but then he became a sportscaster and actually became like a public figure in England. He was well known as a sportscaster.
Oh, really? Okay.
Think Bob Costas without the pink eye at the Olympics. In 1990, he was in a bookstore, as sportscasters love to frequent bookstores, and he heard a voice telling him to go to a certain section. And this wasn't like from the intercom, like science.
Wasn't like a librarian. It was a librarian like whispering through that, like,
no.
You should check out. What did he check out?
It was the psychic section.
You should check out the psychic section.
So it was a voice. He actually felt a magnetic force pulling him towards the section, which would be a great thing to install at Barnes & Noble if you're listening. But
go to the psychic section.
It happened to him. And he goes to the psychic section. There's a book by a particular psychic. He decides not just to read her book, but to visit her. Anyway, during his visit with her, she basically tells him that he is special and that the spirit world is going to bring messages to Earth through him. He took this incredibly seriously.
And so are you.
How seriously? Well, in 1991, very shortly after the psychic woman interaction, he held a press conference. Again, this is a public figure. Think Bob Costas. This is like Bob Costas doing a press conference.
Okay.
Saying that the world is coming to an end, and also, I am the son of the Godhead. He was wearing a turquoise tracksuit while he did this, which is a key
really?
detail. Because he was also entering the turquoise period, where
like
that's what he calls it, man.
Like once a month, or?
And this isn't just like something like your wife goes through in May. You know, he was in a period where he felt like he had, and
my wife does not wear tracksuits.
First of all, this was not intentional. I swear to you that wearing this shirt was not intentional. It was not intentional, which means that the freaking thing is true.
It's getting to you, man.
Anyway, he goes through this period where he's wearing this turquoise.
That's not a tracksuit, though.
Tracksuit, or turquoise in general, because it brought him closer to God and also helped channel positive energy.
Sure.
Of course, he's saying these things. This gets a little bit of attention, so he gets invited onto a talk show, the Terry Wogan Show, a major British talk show, where this happens.
Was it a great shock for you to discover this at 38?
Well, I think the word is gobsmacked. But again, you know, the best way of removing negativity is to laugh and be joyous. So I'm delighted that there's so much laughter in the audience tonight.
But no, it's
But just let me say this.
They're laughing at you. They're not laughing with you.
Fine.
Poor guy. He was like trying to spin the laughter, and they're like laughing at him. And I guess I was laughing at him right before this. Now I feel bad about it.
He does have like a hockey cut, and he is in the tracksuit.
The tracksuit looks good, though.
I like the tracksuit. I got no problems with the tracksuit.
Yeah.
Tracksuit, I'm totally on board with the tracksuit.
But what is this? You go on a show and then you just get laughed off.
So what basically...
There's no this to it.
everything kind of unraveled for him after that point. He was a laughingstock in England and beyond, and he couldn't go into a pub without being made fun of. He was being chased by the paparazzi. People were like, it's Bob Costas. I'm putting it in terms for you. Bob Costas is crazy. He always wears a tracksuit. So this got into a point where he was willing to just let go of, he had no reservations, and he just started saying exactly what he thought, which is, he believes the world is controlled by a small group of people called the Babylonian Brotherhood, kind of like the Illuminati. You know, they've infiltrated the government and they're running the world. They're the people who are really in control, not the puppets like the presidents and the prime ministers, but actually the Babylonian Brotherhood.
But they're shape-shifting lizards?
They're shape-shifting human-lizard hybrids, Link, because back in Babylonian times, thousands of years ago, these lizard aliens came to Earth and they mated. That's the international symbol for mating. At least on Good Mythical Morning it is.
It's not.
And they mated and they made human-lizard hybrid people that have started this race. There's multiple races, but let's keep it simple. They've started a race of hybrids that have, through the generations, ruled the world. You can't tell it because they're shape-shifting. You can't just look at them. They don't have weird eyes or anything. They don't smell like they've been in a pet store. They are just these hybrid shapeshifters. But here's a few people that he believes are these lizard people. Queen Elizabeth II, the Bush family, that's George, the first George and the second George, Bob Hope, Al Gore, Chris Christopherson, country singer and actor, and Boxcar Willie, which this is
He's a country music singer too,
He is,
right?
and this is the most convincing to me because he has a song called 16 Chickens and a Tambourine.
I'm sure it's a great.
And he also
16
believes
chickens and a tambourine.
that the moon
all I need in life
is the moon is like the Death Star. It's an empty space. It's a planetoid. It's empty, and the lizards are in there. They have control over it, and it's like a satellite that is broadcasting what he calls a moon matrix, which causes you and me and everyone on Earth to not be able to see reality for what it is. It's being broadcast.
Now the moon matrix, I do believe in.
Oh, good.
Like, I've been with that for years.
Tracksuit, moon matrix.
Right.
Now here.
So
now I've
I'm
said all these outlandish things. Here's the interesting thing, Link. I don't know if this guy's crazy. He may not be.
Okay, before Rhett tries to convince me of that dubious statement, it's time for breaking news. Okay, this is a segment where we have written news stories for each other, and we're gonna read them from our individual teleprompters, and the person who laughs or breaks the most loses.
And we have not read this at all. We wrote it for each other, and this is the first time that we're seeing this news. And I'm going first, right?
Yes, go.
Breaking news! At approximately 6:23 a.m. this morning, a local hero saved the life of a stray cat. According to eyewitnesses, the feline had become lodged inside of a raw chicken while dumpster diving for dinner. Residents say the cry sounded something like, "Ouch! Bleach! Meow! Meow!" The rescuer, who authorities identified as Ben Dover, was able to free the cat by eating the entire raw chicken around it. Dover contracted salmonella and died shortly thereafter from aggressive duty poops. I'm told we have footage. No? Okay.
That's not a break because I haven't started. Breaking news. Yesterday, a local man received a tattoo of his family on his chest. Upon arriving at home and getting a good look at it, he noticed the extraordinarily poor artisanship of the tattoo. Instead of his wife, daughter, and stepson, it appeared that the tattoo was a bulldog, a muppet, and a demon. A statement from the offending tattoo parlor, "Are you inking what I'm inking?" reads, "When his chest hair grows back, his wife will look less like a demon, but his stepson kinda actually looks like a Muppet."
Breaking news, and now an update to a recent story we reported on a tutor who tooted the flute. Well, he has now tried to tutor two tutors to toot. Said the two to the tutor, "Is it tougher to toot or to tutor two tutors to toot?" The tutor refused to comment on this story.
Get the ink right there at the end, a big one. Breaking news, I have a scorching rash. I can't tell you where, it's all I can think about, it's itchy, it itches. Ah! Ah! Like sands through the hourglass, these are the days of our lives.
Breaking news, researchers at the Institute for the Travel in Human Reanimation are celebrating today. What a bunch of losers.
Okay, barking goose. Garf, garf, meow, garf, garf. Where the bread at?
That was a laugh.
That's a break, okay. But I still win.
Okay, congratulations, Link. This has been Breaking News. Okay, so
You're about to convince me that David Icke that's not how you say it. Ike is
I'm not going to convince you of anything. It's your brain is your own.
something to think about.
I don't have a matrix broadcasting towards you.
Okay.
It's just not as simple as just saying, oh, he believes these crazy things and that's it. Like, I'm just going to give you the full story. Okay. So, is he just a crazy dude in a tracksuit that nobody listens to? No, he has a massive following, millions of people.
Really?
Huge following. Just a couple of his notable fans, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Russell Brand, Noel Gallagher of Oasis, and many more, not just some celebrities, but he goes on these tours around the world and he does 8-hour-long lectures in thousands of people.
Like in hotel lobbies?
No, in like
hotel
theaters.
rooms.
No, he sold out
Really?
the Wembley Arena. That's over 12,000 seats.
Wow.
And people show up and they stand in line and they're super excited and they're huge fans.
And then
this is a movement.
So he like gives.
Some of them are watching right now.
So 8-hour-long seminars.
And they're totally into it. You watch one of these lectures and they're like, he's a very charismatic guy and he's funny and he's got like some interesting visuals and he's got this message that really resonates with people.
Does he not mention the lizards? Is that really what it is?
He talks about the lizards, but let me get to that. He also wrote 15 books in 16 years that these people love to read, including one where he's completely naked on the cover. Here it is for your viewing pleasure. I am me, I am free.
Is it
a lot of people have bought that book.
Nonfiction?
It's all his theories together. 15 books in 16 years, man. So what he says resonates with a lot of people. Because it isn't just about the lizards, right? It's about not trusting the media. It's about how people are like sheep. They're easily controlled, that we should be caring for one another, that people, it isn't as it seems. The media is controlled. All these things that I think a lot of people can really agree with.
Yeah,
but then he does bring in the lizard people, and he's not ashamed of it. But here's an interesting way to see that. A lot of people think that this is like a satire type thing, that he's got all this stuff that he's telling you and he's throwing in the lizard thing almost as an analogy, just to get you to think about reality in a different way.
Like the Colbert Report or something?
He's purposely doing satire. Now, having watched a bunch of his interviews, I don't think that's what's going on. I think this is a better theory, and some people believe this, is that he's actually part of the conspiracy himself. He is actually an agent of the secret society, meaning he's saying a bunch of things that are true, and then he's saying a bunch of things that are just crazy, like the lizards and the moon, so that you
discredit the lizard and then discredit the part that they don't want you to believe. Because you're like,
crazy people believe in that secret society. You hear about the moon matrix and the lizard and stuff, but it actually is true, and they put him out there as an agent to confuse people. That's an interesting theory, which would mean that me and you are now part of the conspiracy because we said how crazy he was and talked about the lizards in the tracksuit. We're just part of the system now, Link.
Or you are.
Don't even know it. I'm a lizard
person.
Hybrid.
Are you?
I'm very tall.
Maybe you guys are familiar with this. Maybe you've been to some of these 8-hour-long lectures. Let us know in the comments. Thanks for liking and commenting and subscribing.
You know what time it is.
Hey, what's up? This is Wynne from Jackaran FM in South Africa, and it's time to spin the Wheel of Mythicality!
For other breaking news, make sure you follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Rhett Link. That's us, we have a Twitter.
And also, click through to Go Mythical More. I want to share an interesting encounter that I had while going to physical therapy.
Finally, we got one of these again.
Congratulations, GMM Win Face! Corvus Shaibara!
You win a personalized Good Mythical Morning. I don't like watching people floss, but when it's
Corvus Shaibara,
I don't mind.
Right. I would actually buy tickets to watch
Corvus Shaibara.
floss. I came as close as you would come to saying, because he sat down right next to me on the thing right next to me. He was far from me to you right now. And I almost turned and I was like,